if you want to stop something while it's still going, if you want to stop a Greg Tech machine while it's still, running, my recommendation. Oh, you know what? So, before I was saying my gear got destroyed for the solidifier, turns out my satchel just picked it up because this satchel doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have a whitelist, so it just picks up anything. So okay, crisis averted. I thought that was a bug I had to go and report. We're still good. But yeah, like I was saying, if you want to turn that off, you can just take a soft hammer and just whack it with the soft hammer, or right click it with the soft hammer, and it'll say working disabled right at the top. And now the machine is frozen and won't be stealing energy. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple mining runs while waiting for the gears to finish and the electrical steel and the nickel to finish. The more I sit here and mine, the more I realize that magnetite veins are kind of like that that friend that you don't really like. Like, look at this. Like, the density of this vein is so annoying. So you're mining more cobble than you really are mining the vein itself. And so it's like, it's not a good payoff. It's not really worth your time. But the upside, the only redeeming quality is that they're everywhere. So it's like that one friend that just won't go away. I mean, I guess if you do need to find them, all right, fine, look, they're there. But it's really not worth your time to spend time with them. You know what I mean? Look, if you're still confused, the takeaway message is don't be like a magnetite vein, all right? How terrifying would it be if I were to cut down this forest right now and there would just be a creeper waiting for me to blow up right next to my blast furnace. Resmelting all this iron into wrought iron just kind of makes me a little bit nostalgic for IC2 way back then when you needed to make refined iron. Because back then I was just getting into modern Minecraft and I was just like, that's weird, I have to resmelt iron again. That's like a weird dumb recipe. I don't know, and it just reminds me of that, just because wrought iron is basically the same mechanics as refined iron. But yeah, so basically why I'm getting all this wrought iron for is because I'm ramping up the coal requirements, or the steel production. So once we get that up, we can also start making I can start making a lot more electrical steel and dark steel for the Ender IO materials. I kind of want like 2 to 3 stacks of each. One thing I would advise though is that you guys should probably make a second alloy smelter. It seems to be the block I'm using most often, because one thing I didn't realize is that it's pretty much your main way of getting steel ingots at this stage. And steel ingots, it's used for has so much utility everywhere else that, unless you can make like steel dust directly, which I don't think you can, at least not reasonably. I think that the best option is to just make just more alloy smelters, because then you'll need it for electrical steel, energetic alloy, vibrant alloy. Well, actually no, energetic, I misspoke. Energetic alloy is actually made in the blast furnace, but still, regardless, the alloy smelter might be a little bit of hold up. So far, that's the biggest processing problem I've had early on, or at least at this stage in the pack. So really make sure you make another one. It's also so cheap. Look at that. It's just like a bunch of copper wires and circuits. Oh man, I should have made another one a while ago. You know what? To make up for it, I'll make 3. Now the question is, where am I putting it? This machine line's getting a little bit more obnoxious as we go on. Oh man, I mean, like, once again, I promise I normally wouldn't have these type of machine lines, but they're so easy to make, considering that conductive iron has no conductivity loss. Like, there's literally no downside for making a ridiculous looking processing array like that. Which, I mean, whatever, fine. If those are the rules, I'm just gonna follow them. Alright, Funk, I hope you're watching this. So this is the simulation chamber. Alright guys, I'm gonna make admittance here. This is the second time I've crafted a simulation chamber in survival. The first time I ever crafted a simulation chamber in like a normal survival playthrough was in interactions, but this is the second time ever. So hopefully hopefully this doesn't change normally from how it operates. In fact, what I'm pretty sure I would need right now is some polymer clay. I actually never looked at what that's going to cost me. Okay, so it's just uraninite and clay. Not that bad, right? Clay, if anything, I probably would need to set up an automation for. Oh, interesting. What's this? Water essence? Okay, so this is like the custom... what's the best way to word it? It's like that custom alchemy system that Damien introduced. To be honest, I barely looked at it. Like, I'm gonna be real here. I'm just like, oh cool, he has some stuff in Content Tweaker. In fact, he added a lot of stuff to Content Tweaker. It was kind of impressive, right? Like all these fluids, the micro miners are custom Content Tweaker items. He has a custom Content Tweaker blaze powder. Interesting. I guess he just wanted he wanted the animations. All right, I dig it. California. Oh, interesting. So he also added interesting, because I thought that Californium already existed in nuclear craft, so it's kind of weird that it's here. Okay. But anyways, before I get too distracted, what I was trying to say is that simulation chamber, basically it is as the name says, it simulates stuff inside the chamber. What it simulates depends on the data model that you put into it. So if you wanted to, and all these models are based on mobs. In fact, let me back up. Deep mob learning is designed to help you automate mob drops, right? Holy shit, this thing has a huge RF buffer. Is that normal? It's funny because I'm still like producing like weak ass RF here with these 10 steam dynamos, and I just like a 2 million RF buffer caught me off guard. But anyways, so yeah, the whole end of it is that it's designed to help you make mob drops. And unlike Woot, which produces the mob drop directly, this will produce matter depending on the model you use. So zombies, like all zombies and most overworld mobs, will give you overworldian matter, whereas Ender Dragon will give you extraterrestrial matter along with Enderman. Right, Enderman will also give extraterrestrial matter, whereas Wither will also give you Wither also gives extraterrestrial. And also another one you want to look at is it'll also give you the pristine matter in addition to its more generic matter. Pristine matter is a little bit rare. Its rarity is affected by how high or how good your model is. There are different tiers for mobs. There's like basic, advanced, superior, and self-aware. That's the highest one. And obviously the RF cost will also scale depending on how much it requires. So simulation chambers basically require a crap ton of RF to run. It's actually a power, I don't actually have that level of power yet, so, but I mean, I don't need a lot of it, right? Because once again, I'm inching along. Well, I mean, you may just call this bum rushing because I really don't have proper infrastructure to run this consistently, but I'm inching along towards a farming station because that's the key that unlocks the whole entire processing line for me. Once I have a way to passively generate fuel and resources, I can, start focusing on other things, because I don't even have that basis yet because I'm, not pumping from the nether. Now, going back to what I was talking about deep mob learning and why I need it, is I need it just to get this hellish matter really briefly, because then I can use the hellish matter to craft myself some netherrack. If I recall correctly, soul sand, and then that soul sand will let me get it to the nether, and then we should be good to go. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what it says here in the okay, it doesn't say here. I thought it would say here inside the quest book, but maybe I just haven't unlocked that part yet because I'm so bad at following quest book. Okay guys, so I'm testing out these new audio settings. It's mostly because I'm not sure if it bothered you, but it bothered me in editing where I would hear myself like breathe in. I tried to set up a noise gate, so it won't actually catch most of my breathes-ins or breathing in, but as a result it might also cut me off. So depending on how horrible this ends up sounding, I might stick with it or not stick with it. We'll see. And what I really want to talk about is, oh boy. So the more I'm playing this pack, the more it feels like I am driven to really pump out of the nether. And the main reason why I feel that way is just because, all roads eventually lead to Rome type of deal. My plan was, I'm not going to pump the nether. I'll just find the next easiest route that lets me avoid pumping the nether. And that next easiest route is by far, in my opinion, such a large degree of difficulty away that there's pumping the nether and then there's everything else. So kind of at a little small tiny crossroads at the moment about what I want to do. I think my plan is that I might actually go to Greg Tech ore generation. And I mean, I might go to Greg Tech power generation because I was looking at the farming station right now. It's just never how I spent like earlier today, just, oh look, I'm gonna work at the farming station, get the soul machine chassis. Well, something came up because the farming station requires a slice and splice, but a slice and splice is actually behind tungsten steel plate, which is actually behind EV processing. Because if you go to tungsten steel, which requires tungsten, no shit, right? Go to tungsten, which requires hot tungsten. Tungsten dust requires electrolyzing EV from either scheelite or tungstate. And I don't think there's any way to actually get pure tungsten dust, right? Aside from those sources. So that's like the normal general tungsten processing method that you have available to you in GregTech. So it's behind EV. So farming station and auto farmers is actually behind EV. Well, auto tree farming. So that's actually another weird thing. The next fastest way to get wood is using a phytogenic insulator, right? So, but that's actually behind HV. So it's like I have to struggle up to HV using steam dynamos. That seems too far of a leap for me. Plus, I also think that's kind of boring. So I was thinking, all right, what's another alternative? And I looked through most of the RF generated alternatives. I think before I discussed reactant dynamos, and nothing really seemed appropriate to me. I could also try, hey, like why not just do machine blocks, right? Because I can do a lot of the culinary generators, right? But the thing is, when I was looking through extra utilities, what really makes extra utilities good in my opinion is that you can put in the upgrades for the generators, right? And getting some of these generator upgrades just seemed a little bit too expensive. Energetic alloy just didn't seem attractive enough for me, right? So I was looking at magmatic generator, and honestly, magmatic generator is not even worth it unless you use a steam dynamo. I mean, unless you might as well just use a thermal expansion magmatic dynamo, because that has way more flexibility in terms of how it's used. So I was like, okay, no. And all the other ones were like derivatives of the furnace generator. Which in fact, why would I use the extra utilities furnace generator rather than use the thermal expansion steam dynamos? Because they're basically furnaces. You just need to provide water, but water is almost a non-existent resource anyway. So that's why it ruled out to me. Maybe I could be missing something. People were like, oh, why not culinary generators? Well, that still requires a farmer to some degree. But if you're gonna go with the food route, you might as well actually go with GregTech, because GregTech actually has methane, which if you centrifuge various foods, depending on how many shanks that the food has, it can output a certain amount of methane. The best one that I saw was rice bread, because rice bread has about 3 shanks and 3 nutrition, right? So when you centrifuge that, it actually provides 81 millibuckets of methane. And if you check out methane's uses, it's 4 millibuckets of methane produces 448 EU. So that's about like what, 112 EU per millibucket. So this is, rice bread is basically 81 times 112. So I don't know, that's about 8K, 9K. 8.5K EU per rice bread, and we all know how generous rice is. So I was like, all right, this started me back. All right, looks like we might be going back to GregTech route, because it's funny, because I was saying it was my general thought that a lot of GregTech generation might not be as attractive. Well, it's starting to seem like that. So it looks like I might be retracting my original statement. As you can see here, like, you know, I've just been mulling about for like the past 1 to 2 hours thinking about, okay, you know, what's the best way to plan it? So I think I'm going to go with my tried and tested true method, which is actually the method I've used in GregTech New Horizons. We're going to go oil, right? So here's the thing. This all boils back to how goddamn OP SNAT is. So we're probably going to go the ethanol route within GregTech, and that's actually more accessible to me than I thought. And here's the big thing why I like ethanol and biodiesel is because the diesel generators are smart. They don't constantly burn all the time. I keep making a noise about that. This is why it's so easy to do large batch crafts. So I might just go the oil route. And also when you have ranged pumps, or sorry, it's called the... It's another thing. Has this always been called the ender pump, or was this relocalized? Because I'm pretty sure this was called a ranged pump. And then I think maybe Damien relocalized it to an ender pump. Either way, it pumps. I guess it's kind of ender-ish because, you know, it what's the best way to word it? It grabs it. You don't actually see a piping mechanism actually fly. Like there's no pipe that actually extends from the bottom of the range pump. But either way, best way for me is to probably use an ender pump and also just get light oil and heavy oil in the world, because you can actually use a fluid scanner. Just get a fluid scanner, just craft a bucket with this coated circuit boards, gold wires. We'll scan that, and you can actually, it barely uses any RF. It uses like 4 RF per tick, so you can actually get like 1,000 buckets with like 2 blocks of charcoal. So that's not a big deal. You will have to go out and chunk load it. But that brings up the second problem. Remember how I said earlier that the main reason I didn't want to pump from the nether was kind of because like if there are people out there playing this pack on a server that doesn't allow chunk loading, Well then, how about, it's kind of the same thing because you'll have to find either a babysitter or an alternate account to pump oil wells from far away. So I was like, all right, let's back it up. Let's think about how do I want to best do this then. That's why I decided instead of sticking with normal oil, that's why I went to ethanol. So I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit while ago. The main thing though is that once you have ethanol, so we're gonna go with this, the sugarcane derivative. So that takes care of like how I get ethanol. And ethanol itself is like somewhat okay to use. It's not like super OP. What is OP is when you transform it into biodiesel and then later down the line cetane boosted diesel. Because like when you use ethanol, right, you have about 1 millibucket, it's 192 EU. So you know 1 bucket of ethanol is 192,000 EU per EU total. And if you upgrade ethanol in a chemical reactor to using seed oil, it will actually go into biodiesel, which is, you know, even more efficient because that's 256,000. So that's, you know, like increases a factor of, I don't know, 25%, somewhere around there, or maybe like 27, 30%. While I was looking around these recipes, and it's nice to know that, you know, Damien added some of these cool custom recipes. So like if you have 500, so this one is 1 bucket of ethanol and 6 buckets of seed oil, which is a bit awkward because ethanol actually isn't the choke point, right? And as I was saying is that ethanol is super easy to make because sugarcane is super easy to grow. It's SNAD. So really it's the second catalyst. By the way, sodium hydroxide is also pretty easy. It's only limited how much salt you have and it uses tiny piles. So while this is also a limiting factor, I just need to find a salt vein, mine it out, and that'll last me for who knows how long. Fish oil could also work too. Like if I make an auto fisher, because there is technically no auto fishers in this pack right now, I actually don't even know how to get fish aside from just, you know, using loot fabricators and pristine guardian matter. Maybe if someone finds a good way to make fish, they can let me know. But that's why, and in fact, in Greg Block, I use fish oil because you can sieve in Ex Nihilo. They let you enchant sieves to have luck of the sea, so it'll put up fish. So I had this weird ass setup where I was sieving leaves that would give me saplings, which I can then turn into ethanol, and it would also give me fish. It was a really weird janky setup, but you can check out my Greg Block series also on my channel. But anyways, going back, it's if you go back to ethanol, right, and fish oil. So I was like, all right, fish oil is not going to work. And I was looking, okay, maybe I could try canola oil. So 3,000 or 3 buckets of canola oil can actually get me the 12, actually doubles. It's twice as efficient. The issue is that I need to crystallize it. And to make crystallized oil, you need to drop crystallized canola seeds into it, which requires an atomic reconstructor. So I was like, all right, that's a little bit far, but you know, that's just later upgrade and advancements. That's fine, that's progression. So I can actually just go with normal canola oil, right, which actually grows at a decent rate. So that's going to be you know, normal canola oil. Then I can start with normal canola oil, but why start there? I could just do refined canola oil. Actually, it's a little bit interesting. What's the difference between these two recipes? Oh, this one doubles when you use refined canola oil. Okay, perfect. And this is actually envy. So here's the list. If I knew how to edit my videos better, I would have like a list on the side and be like check marks. Maybe if someone wants to link me out a tutorial how to do check marks on video editing, sure, I'll look at it. Step 1. Right? Step 1, we are going to get ethanol farm up. Step 2, we're going to go for canola. Then step 3, we're going to get the chemical reactors, and we're going to batch craft about like, I don't know, let's say we'll batch craft about like 100 buckets of oil, and then we'll start scaling up diesel generators. So that's what we're gonna do. And for now, until we actually get those diesel generators made, we're going to stick with steam dynamos to get our, you know, in between crafting processes done. So I'm going to admit this may not be the most effective. It may not even be good, but eyeballing from what I've seen in JEI, this seems to be the route that I am most interested in. So that's for 10 minutes of ranting. Let's get started on this project. Holy crap. Okay, so it seems like black quartz doesn't spawn in world. I guess it's in JEI, so people might think it spawns in world, but I don't think it actually does. From what I've seen so far is that the main way to get black quartz is to just electrolyze 4 quartzite dust in an MV electrolyzer. It takes you 20 seconds. So I'm gonna go get some quartz right now. I think I have it marked off right there. So let's go get some quartz so we can get building. Got my medium voltage transformer. All right, so one thing I want to talk about is how this machine line you're seeing right now out in the open beautiful air, this is going to get potentially more and more jank as we go on, up until the point where I get to MV or HV. Ooh, wow, I didn't realize how loud it was to eating my rice. But it's gonna get this jank until I get to a point where I start tear down the whole entire thing. I mean, that's the natural progression. I think a lot of people also play this way as well. But what I do is I want to put an MV voltage transformer here. And this is because I don't have like a way to make MV power yet, or MV diesel generator. I mean, yeah, I don't have like an MV diesel generator. And another thing I also want to show you is you can actually transform up using GregTech voltage transformers. When you first place them down, they are designed to step. In fact, here, let me show you. Designed to step down the way they're facing you. So this output side, and they can accept, I'm pretty sure they can accept input from anywhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can accept input from anywhere. But where they step up or step down in terms of their amperage is where this output side is. Also, there is a visual representation. When you right click it, it'll show you transform up. But here's the one thing you need to realize with GregTech stuff is that a lot of it is really requires a chunk re-render. So if I just put a torch here, right, it re-renders. That's why, because sometimes they don't automatically render. It's a little bit frustrating. One of those ones in GregTech Community Edition quirks you just have to get used to. But even if it doesn't re-render, you should be good to go. All right. In fact, I want to know what's causing re-renders in this chunk. My guess is this the simulation chamber, because this is like constantly blinking, or it might be the redstone clock working over there. I was always curious about that, so we'll see how it is. But the plan is I'm gonna make a breaker. And that's what gonna be my sugarcane farm is. And that's why I'm not expanding this sugarcane setup that I have right now. A couple people commented. You can kind of realize how I'm dating myself, like how far ahead I edit my videos and upload my videos, because people were commenting today that I can just do the sugarcane, expand it up by 4, and feed the steam dynamos that way, which is completely valid. That is a completely valid thing to do. I just don't do it myself yet, just because it kind of tears through my sugarcane really fast. But I will have a better setup once again with the long range breaker once I get the atomic reconstructor made, which is not that bad for me. I just need the black quartz really, and everything else should fall right in place for me. So I'm gonna get started on that right. Oh, interesting. So this actually requires, if I saw that right, atomic reconstructor should require a eye of ender, which requires blaze powder. So I do need to go to the nether as well. But that's not that hard because I'm pretty sure I can get the netherrack now. Yes, I can get the netherrack now with the lava and the dust block. So let's also chemically react those and get ourselves the netherrack. Also, right now what I have is about 10 hardened dynamos. When you go to these upgrade kits, you see that there's electrical steel block, and here it's aluminium block. So it's pretty easy to make the upgrade once you get the dynamos. Because really it's just smelting a bunch of ingots. Usually resources should not be a problem. The big problematic part is just, you know, processing and the energy. But really there is no big jump. The next big jump you have here is signalum, which requires a little bit more work, I guess. But the one between hardened and reinforced shouldn't that be big of a deal. This is actually really cool texture, honestly. Oh, it's more plates, but I still really like the texture here. I thought it was a content tweaker custom thing. In fact, that should be my cake now, right? Once I macerate it. And that means I can go hunt for a blaze spawner. Oh man, I'm not sure if you guys saw my Enigmatica 2 expert where I infamously... Oh, I already had the netherrack dust. Damn it! Ah, damn it. Okay. So wait, what am I missing? Soul sand. All right, soul sand. Hellish matter from a simulation chamber. Okay. Got you. Oh, I can also atomic reconstruct it. Oh, so you know what? Screw this. Okay, you know what? So I won't go the deep mob learning route then, because I already had a simulation chamber up and running. And I kind of had the polymer clay, right? Yeah, pulsating dust, polymer clay. That was kind of easy to make. How bad is it to get hellish matter? Because do I need to be in the nether period? Is there something I can kill? I can craft the netherrack. You know, this is kind of dangerous actually, having this gold ingot here. These alchemical transformations are, once again, I'm pretty sure they're a bit dangerous to have in default. Hellish matter requires blaze, killing a wither skeleton, or killing a ghast. So none of these are easily obtainable. I don't think Lost Cities in the overworld has any blaze spawners. I could be wrong. There could be like advanced dungeons in Lost Cities. I don't know too much about the mod except from like a gameplay standpoint. I only know about the mod in terms of like, you asked me to make a custom building with like an astral sorcery observatory at the top, dimensions of buildings and damage. Like I could do that. But if you ask me like what's in a Lost Cities playthrough, I don't know. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make the atomic reconstructor and that'll be that. It's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, it doesn't have power. This is connected. This is working. Huh. This medium voltage transformer is not taking in power. Interesting. Is it because it's not facing the right way? Oh shoot, I'm dumb. Yeah, I'm dumb. So yeah, so where you're looking as the input, so once you just step this, it should accept power now. Oh, yep, there we go. Now it's getting power. I was wondering, I was like, where's the power going? The thing is, when you put the transformer down, the input, the relevant side's always facing you, and then you need to hammer it. It's dangerous because you actually switch the input output sides, so you can, if you're not sure what you're doing, you could easily like blow up your array. Well, not in this pack because machine explosions are turned off, so you don't have to be super worried about that. But still, you know, it's one thing to keep an eye out for. All right, so guess what? I made a stack of circuits earlier. I ran out. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think I have any other better ways to make basic circuits, right? Even though I do have an assembler. Oh, I could do this. Pretty easy. Oh, it's just this substrate. That's a pain in the butt to make. Let's make, I don't know, 32 of these things or something. Sure, 37. Sounds like a legitimate number. Where are my glass tubes? Okay, so that's like an easy 21 more circuits. And I need this for the autoclave. As you can see, I'm not putting much effort, if any at all, when it comes to just, you know, conserving resources for circuits. I'm not about that life yet. I am willing to spend whatever cost it requires to get the passive stuff set up first. That's when I have the passive stuff set up, then I'll start worrying about a lot of efficiency. Even though that sounds kind of unintuitive, like the way that I just worded it. Trust me, I got a plan. Oh, I'm out of wrought iron. In fact, wrought iron has been one of the things. Surprisingly enough, I thought I'd be running out of steel, but to a certain degree, since wrought iron and steel kind of switch places in this pack, where wrought iron is now actually making the more LV, is the source of most LV required components. I actually run out of it. But I mean, the nice part is that it's easy to make wrought iron, right? I could just throw in like 3 stacks of wrought iron into a furnace and then call it a day. So that's the benefit. Whereas steel requires that you had to make like a bronze blast furnace and run like 5 of them over and over. That one was always the so right now I'm making an autoclave, gonna fill it up with some water just so I can get the crushed black quartz going, and then I can move on from there. And I really did think, I don't know, maybe someone can actually clarify for me, but I'm pretty sure I made, I'm pretty sure I kept an eye out ways to automate food. I mean, not food, ways to automate wood. And this truly was the best I could come up with, at least at the start. So it's not automated, but you know, it's a large batch craft every now and then. Shouldn't pose a problem for most people. Look at that, almost 2 full axes. So that was a good run. I don't think I'll ever get tired of that, to be honest, because it's funny, when Tinkers does that with its Lumberex, it has a different animation. It's smoother, whereas this, you just see like the whole entire world just get eaten up in front of your face. It's very very direct. Tinkers is definitely a little bit more polished, but I mean, like, I don't really give a fuck about like the animation of how axe cuts my wood most of the time, as long as the wood just gets cut in the end. Speaking of though, I really do like how the Ender IO farming station just teleports. Like it has that particle effect whenever it harvests crops, or when it harvests like a whole entire tree section. I always thought it looked cool because, you know, it thematically fit with like the Magitech variant of the mod. It just zoops, it teleports the entire farm into its inventory as its way of processing all at once. So I thought that was stellar. On the other hand, forestry, which was kind of cool back in the day, now is kind of just lame. All right, easy peasy autoclave. Let's oh man, this is gonna get more jank. So it's such a slippery slope. Like once you run out of areas to valid places to put the machine, it gets more and more ghetto. And this is not an exception. No! Damn it, I'm short one. Fuck. Alright, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. You know, overreacting. I can just, you know, I can make more. Not the underworld. Calm down. Look, disaster averted. Bam, look at that. Beautiful. In fact, why is it not connecting to that? Oh, this is the output side. So if I wrench this to the top, interesting. Do conduits not connect to GregTech machines? No. Oh shit. Huh. Does that mean I have to make an Ender IO tank? That's hella ghetto, dude. I want to know if that's like a capability problem or like a multi-part issue. I have no idea. I'm just like throwing out random names that I think might be the cause of the issue. That's the first time I've encountered something weird like that. Okay. I don't need that shit anymore. Okay, yeah, so it connects to that. And then what I can do is I can just have it pump into here. Sure. I mean, it's super ghetto, but hey, it works. Whatever. And connect. Okay, so this has water. I'm just pushing it inside here. And the weird thing about GregTech machines that I never ever get used to is that for some reason they can just store a stack in there. It's like, like, why the hell am I making these tanks? Like, I would rather just craft, like, if you're saying that a machine hull from Greg Tech. Like this machine hull, A, conducts electricity, so I can use it as wiring. B, it also has sometimes item slots, and C can also contain 64 buckets. Like, why don't I, can't I just make this a tank, right? Why do I have to make the stupid Greg Tech drum, right? Let me please just store stuff inside the machine hull for consistency reasons. The amount of RF I'm outputting right now is way greater than what this 1 CEF can take, and way greater than what these 4 conductive iron cables are. So that's also due for an upgrade for those who are like going crazy that I'm not like, I don't care about it. I do care. I don't care enough yet. So atomic reconstructor requires, oh shit, it's required ender eye lens. Wait a minute, am I in just a weird circle then? No. Oh, netherrack dust elemental reduction fluid. I mean, I could probably just check the intended route on here. All right, where's my blaze powder, son? I have about, when I first made this, I wasn't really paying attention. I have about 2 million RF. I'm pretty sure if I break this, I lose the RF, but who cares? I just need to complete this dumb quest, please. Yeah, damn it. I don't keep the RF, fuck. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. As long as I can make the RF in the first place. And more importantly, I just need to know what's behind, you know, the curtain with this quest. See, I would have never needed to break that and waste this 25 million RF if quests were visible, right? This is the thing I hate about I just want to see my quests, damn it. All right, simulated mobs, blanked out a model. Let's I'm in this awkward situation right now where I'm trying to balance out. Wait, is this electrical steel plates? It is. Okay, so I mean, I should probably be making more of these data models, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, which ones do I really care about right now? I care about a zombie, I care about skeleton. Do I care about witch? I guess I don't care about creeper. Wait, what's this? Coal? Yeah, I don't care about creeper. Do I care about spider? Copper? What the fuck? That legit? Wait, since when do they drop ore copper? Or ingot copper? Interesting. Okay. I don't know how long that's gonna stick. And what the fuck? Oh, these are interesting. Interesting. Cool. All right, so now I gotta look at all of them because this I didn't expect this. Before I was only gonna casually glance at all of the simulation chamber pristine matters outputs. Now we're doing a deep dive. Silver ingots on gas. That's super fascinating. Lead ingots on skeleton. Wither skeletons? I saw this before. Impossible realm data. Emerald on Enderman, cool. Wither bone. Oh, hey, cool. The armor plus stuff is also integrated in here. I like that. Yada yada. Oh, aluminium from Guardians. That's cute. Okay. Let's see. Let's just make 3. Let's make the spider, skeleton. Spider, I mean, not spider would be nice because of the copper, but I don't think I can actually have a simulation chamber running up full time right now. So let's just do zombie, skeleton. Oh, it's easy leather. Didn't think about that, huh? I need this ender eye lens to make the atomic reconstructor. The source is to get blaze powder, and I need the atomic reconstructor to get the soul sand to get to the nether. Unless there's another way to get soul sand. Yeah, right? Because otherwise I need to do deep mob learn to get hellish matter, but in order to get those models working. Oh wait, no, I could just make overworldian matter. Fuck. All right. Back it up. So get overworldian matter. Let's run this basic skeleton or whatever, basic zombie. Let's run basic zombie, right? Run basic zombie, get that shit running. Famous words of people wiser than me were Gucci after that. Oh wow, electrical steel has hella uses. Damn. Okay, so this is normally in other packs, the only time you use electrical steel is to make like ender IO speed up extraction upgrades. And yes, I know all packs are different with custom recipes, but this is, I'm pretty sure, the first time like I have to actually pay attention to electrical steel. And it's just weird because that combination of silicon and steel always throws me off. You know, it's funny because the more, when you look at the nested crafting recipes for circuits at times, you're just like, these use up a fuck ton of resources, and it's always the reason why I bring this up because I always find it funny or amusing in like Minecraft recipes when something calls for like 27 cubic meters of cobblestone in the recipe. It's like, damn, that's a lot of rocks. So it's the same thing here too. It's just like, so you require how much wrought iron plates? Like, this is a heavy ass circuit. Like this, you can defend yourself with this emitter. And there we go. And then I combine that with rotten flesh, and I just start killing some mobs. So I'm gonna go kill a bunch of mobs right now, see how that goes. I have a spawner from, yeah, because right now, oh wait, damn it guys. All right, I'm doing such a bad job at introducing this. I need to make a deep mob learner. That's first of all, this is cute that he added a crafting recipe to make small lithium batteries, because normally you'll only need to make a canning machine. But I hate making one machine for only one recipe that you probably never use. So So first of all, canning machines and autoclaves in most packs are notorious. GregTech related packs are notorious for this type of behavior. Like, it's so frustrating because you're just trying to, you know, tech up, tier up, then you need to make this one-off machine you never use again. So it's nice to see the autoclave getting some love, and that's the one thing I did in interactions. But the canning machine though, like, fuck the canning machine, man. Like, how many batteries are you gonna make? I approve of it. You got my seal of approval. In fact, this also means I can finally use the battery. And it's not like I hate batteries. Okay, I do hate batteries. What the fuck do you need batteries for, man? Like, people are like, oh yeah, because I want to store it because of energy buffer. Just scale your infrastructure. You'll fall into a trap, in my opinion. Most of the time, you will fall into a trap if you just don't scale your infrastructure right. That's how I've always played. And it's just, if you want to store your power in fuel, because it's a lot easier to transfer. Well, I was about to say it's a lot easier to transfer liquid rather than power, but considering that in this GregTech there's custom cables that Damien added that make power transformation really damn easy, it doesn't apply as much. But still, the point stands, right? Like, the point stands, and what I'm trying to say is, don't worry too much about batteries, man. I mean, but that's your style to store power. That's completely fine by you. Because I remember it was you can make like a huge reservoir bank of energy cells, right? You can make I'm getting better at this, by the way, where I can just like talk and Minecraft in the meantime, but you can make a huge reservoir bank of energy cells, right? And then make one immersive engineering water mill and then just like chunk load that shit overnight. Fine, if that's how you want to play, that's fine. But I always found that boring. Like, I think it's much more deserving if I hella scaled up my power infrastructure by, like, you know, 20. Make 20 water mills so I can just keep that shit running all the time. And 20 water mills is not even that big of a deal. And water mills are OP as fuck, man. Like, they OP. Skeleton, spider, zombie. Okay, so this is a spider one. I mean, this is a zombie one. Let's, the deep mob learner. I keep forgetting that. You know, it's funny because he makes you have the blank data model first, but where does he ask you to make the deep learner? Overworldian matter. Yeah, the deep learn. Wait, has something changed in deep mob learning? Because I'm pretty sure that when you kill something with your deep data model in hand, that does nothing. You need to have the deep learn in your hand. Unless this, yeah, this has 0 data. Oh wait, he lets you craft a basic tier. Hold up. What the fuck? So, okay. When you first craft this, it's a faulty model, but he changed the recipe so your data model is actually, right off the bat, it's already basic. It's not faulty. So that's why you don't need a deep learner to actually level this up. But once again, we ain't playing like that. We're gonna get a deep learner because I have nothing else better to do in my time, really. So we're gonna make some of these blank scanners, and we're gonna head off and kill some zombies. Plus, it's also nice to just level up a little bit. So it's like, I have the armor plus swords, I have the Minecraft vanilla swords, I have the GregTech swords. How badass is a Cobalt Sword? So if you don't know how it works, there's a mining speed which translates into attack damage. So yeah, since Cobalt has a pretty decently high mining speed, about 12.4, it should have a higher, okay, I'm wrong. No, sorry, okay. So you have mining, when you create a GregTech material as a pack depth, from a pack depth perspective, you need to give it a couple of numbers before it starts registering. Like, if you create a GregTech material, it'll just, by default, it'll just create for you like screws and the dust and the ore. But there are additional arguments when you create the material. So now if you give it a tool speed, and also if you give it a tool durability, you also have stuff like its rotor. So let's go to osmium. So you can have an osmium turbine rotor. So if I go to, it'll start generating stuff like file heads, hammer heads, and even turbine blades. Like, where are these turbine blades at? Okay, come on, you're making me look bad on front of YouTube. There we go, turbine blades. And osmium turbine blades are some of the highest performing turbine blades that you can actually normally achieve in normal gameplay. You can also get Darmstadium and Neutronium turbine blades, but that's a waste. And it's kind of a moot point because turbines are broken in GregTech right now. So, well, multi-block turbines are broken in GregTech right now. So don't even worry about that shit. Unless you're playing interactions, then I highly recommend making your turbine blades out of Terra Steel because we put in Botania Compat. You ever like thought of a plan and then it requires like 2 more inconveniences than you're really ready to deal with because you were mentally prepared for 1 inconvenience? That's how I feel right now. I was not mentally prepared for all this inconvenience. Oh, I don't have a learner. Fuck. Oh my god, this learner is constantly catching me off guard. And now my mob learner. Oh yeah. So let's jack up this mob learner. Let's put zombie on here and let's tear it up. Huh. I swear to god, I thought I had a ladder here. someone just going into my base and just like fucking with me? They're just do you guys ever get that feeling? Okay, this is gonna sound dumb, but do you guys ever get that feeling that like you're just playing the game normally and there's like this punk ass fairy that's just like following you around and just like putting your car keys, or I mean I guess you don't have cars in Minecraft, but in real life too, like they're putting your car keys in a place that you'll never find it, like because you swear to God that you did something. I always had that sneaking suspicion. I know it's like huge level of paranoia. It's look, when I was also a kid I thought everyone was a cyborg too. Ooh, you hear that little ding? Yep, so get the overworldian matter. There's also more information in the quest book about it. In fact, I should probably read the quest book. Because maybe, you know, does it actually say here in the quest book, you can combine various items with a blank data module for a completed data module you can run inside a simulation chamber. Okay, so I guess if I read that, I would have realized and not have been a dumbass that zombie data model that I was given would not be faulty. Like, I would have realized it would just give me a basic one. Alright, so now that we have the overworldian matter, I can convert one of these into hellish matter. Bam, hellish matter, soul sand. Let's get that nether cake going. I'm actually not sure. I'm just gonna put the nether cake here and hope I don't get like screwed over. In fact, this I was seeing because I don't think that dimensional edibles has a very good scanning behavior is the best way to put it. Long story short, it could actually put you in a really compromising position where you can just like kind of die or screw you over. What I'm going to do is I'm probably gonna first off store off all my stuff, and I'm probably going to grab an overworld cake in case I need to like, you know, dart back or something. All right, time to go to the nether. Tommy was here. I'm pretty sure Tommy got here before me, but I think he cheated. Nether portal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I take this, I'll get into Tommy's base. We're not gonna do that though. All right, so this is roughly the area where I spawned in. So I'm just gonna put an overworld cake here. Here's the big thing. What I want to do is that I'm gonna look at the nether world gen. So if you guys don't know, nether fortresses tend to spawn north-south vertically. So instead of traveling north-south in that strips, you want to travel east-west. Fairly confident it still applies in Minecraft 1.12.2, but that's the methodology that I've been using. Crap, this is awkward. All right, so we're not going that direction. So let's go this direction instead to find another fortress. Oh, wonderful. Multiple ghasts. All right, ghast killer. Ah, got him. Look at that. I have redeemed myself. There is, I'm pretty sure, a Twitch VOD out there of me just trying to kill a ghast, and it was horrible. Oh my god. I tried to kill a ghast. I even had a magnet. No, I didn't have a magnet on, and I killed a ghast over a pit of lava, but I did it all fancy like because I had a jetpack, except I flew too far one direction and the ghast tier ended up falling. Oh hey, there's another fortress. That's fast. And the gas tier ended up falling right into the lava lake right there. So it was really embarrassing for me, but you know, let bygones be bygones. Stuff happens. I'm also gonna grab some glowstone real quick while I'm here. Okay, so this is the nether fortress. What's a good way to get to it? I guess I could just ladder my way there, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so where's the good place to put this ladder? Okay, so what I mean by that is I'll fly here first. All right, perfect. And then on my way back out, I'll just leave a ladder up. So that was a super fast find. Where's my pickaxe? Did my pickaxe break? No way my pickaxe broke that fast. I'm gonna have to watch the clip. Wait, or did I throw it? No, I'm stuck here without a pickaxe. Fuck. All right. I guess it's hammer time.